a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome in studio with us, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. And we're bringing on all of the best local area business owners, account executives, sales reps, and more on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check us out online at consumerqb.com. Also at CQB Show on Instagram and at Brandon Rhymes 1. We'd love to connect with you. Check out the podcast as well, the YouTube channel. We got Mike Murphy back in studio. We're going to talk about March Madness at Kingmakers. We got Rays ticket giveaway. Bing, ding, ding, ding. Say, everybody's going to be like, wow, Rays tickets again, Mike. 8-pack. Give us a little teaser what we're going to do with that 8-pack here. Rays ticket giveaway.
Yeah, Rays tickets is going to be for April 12th. It comes when the Rays home club area. It includes food, drink, and a parking pass. So it's going to be a great, great time.
Nice. That is awesome, man. Valued just under $1,000 there. Raise ticket giveaway. 4-pack compliments of Mike Murphy at Murphy Auto Group. We'll talk about how you can get entered to win that awesome gift. And thanks, Mike. Appreciate you doing that. Also, Military Appreciation Month. We're going to talk with him about that here on the show. And before we jump into this great content, we're going to let you know about one of our sponsors. It's Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza Mall. Excellent food, friendly staff, awesome ambiance as well. And you can come join us over there on March 21st. We're hosting our next Third Thursday Gratitude Party. And we are grateful for all of our listeners, our audience, our team members, and expert contributors and producers, everybody on the team. Come over and meet some of our expert contributors over at Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza Mall, which is 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard. You can meet us over there on March 21st, 6 o'clock. We're going to provide free appetizers, so appetizers are going to be provided, and there is, of course, a cash bar there. Great time to come out and fellowship and network, and it'll be a lot of fun. So we had a great turnout last time. Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we always like to feature our real estate listings. It's part of our strategy to help our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. We got one of the highest list price to sell price ratios in all of Tampa Bay. And we got a hot listing here at 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F. This is on Indian Shores. Beautiful property right on the beach. I love this $1 million listing. It's got upgrades throughout. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,000 square feet. Beachfront condo, Indian Shores. Private parking. You have updated kitchen, granite countertops, mosaic backsplash, high-quality cabinetry. Now, this one's right on the Gulf of Mexico, 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F. A couple of main takeaways are that you only have a $250 a month condo fee, HOA fee, and you can short-term rent this property. So that's another key advantage with this $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. You can do short-term rental, and it's got beautiful balcony views looking out at both the Intercoastal Waterway and the Gulf of Mexico. You can see the dolphin-filled waters, sugar sand beaches of beautiful Pinellas County. And you can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, Mike Murphy in the house. I love that little clip there from Cole Swindell, raising our glass to those saving our ass overseas. And, you do a lot with the military here locally with your locations of Murphy Auto Group.
I do. I thought you did it on purpose, but I also know your playlist. That's a great song. So why are we joking about that? March is Military Appreciation Month, not only in Florida, Georgia, but also in South Carolina. So at any Miracle location for us in Florida, Miracle Toyota in Haines City, great opportunity here. Besides the fact that it's Ready, Set, Go sales event, so Toyota's throwing a lot of advertising, marketing, incentives, and special rebates. We're on top of all that, giving $100 off the sales price of any new or used vehicle for every year of military service. So if you serve 20 years, that's $2,000 off. I know some people that serve 40 years, that's $4,000 off. You probably ask, how can I afford to do this? But I really can't, so we only do it once a month. Once a year.
Yeah.
But it's a great opportunity. And then lastly, for Military Appreciation Month, a portion of every vehicle sold in all markets are going to the Brian Bill Foundation to help different special operations operators as they transition back to civilian life. But also, we'll be going to a great local Tampa nonprofit called Project Dynamo. And Project Dynamo, what Brian Stern's doing over there, is absolutely amazing. Project Dynamo focuses on rescuing American citizens in areas where the State Department can't go get them.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. There's been a lot of the left behinds lately with the, lately I say, last couple of years with Afghanistan and some other different situations that happen with military operations. That's an interesting.
Yeah, Project Dynamo started as just a project to go back to Kabul and go get a lot of our Terps, a lot of individuals. Most people don't know that as we bring in different individuals in theaters of combat, let's say they're interpreters, if they serve a period of time, they are American citizens. They have the right to grant citizenship on foreign soil for our national security. So, we've got a handful of people in Gaza still that are hostages, but there's also Palestinian Americans in Gaza that need rescuing. There's Israeli Americans in Israel that need rescuing. So it is not a faith-based initiative. Brian and his team, as long as you are an American, they'll go get you.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's the way it should be, right? Americans serving Americans. I mean, it's with all the illegal stuff going on right now, it's good to hear these feel-good stories in a sense. That's a feel-good story.
It is. And it's also a feel-bad story for the current administration because they're not doing it. It takes an NGO and an individual from the State Department to lead the charge with the support of not only local business, but a lot of retired military assets, we call them.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? The NGO, the non-government organizations that are involved with not only military, but also you think about like Meals on Wheels and Metropolitan Ministries and, all the poor people, all the people starving. And I've served, we make it a point in our household to serve and teach our kids to serve. And, you go out and you serve these homeless people sometimes and you're giving meals out. It's like, shouldn't the government be more involved with that rather than all these endless wars overseas and the stuff going on in Ukraine and just you hear these different stories, and this is another good reminder of it.
It is, but I also named my daughter Reagan, so I think of Ronald Reagan, who said the scariest thing you can hear is, "Hi, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help."
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to give the government $100 to give that individual on the street $8. I'd rather just go give him $8 and keep my $92.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes I love how you're always plugging random acts of kindness.
Yes.
I love that for two reasons. One, it helps a person, but it's also a selfish act because don't you feel better when you do those type of acts?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's a big deal. When you have that time and you have the resources and you're able to do that, and it really, you think about resources, it doesn't have to be monetarily. It's a lot of times it's just your time, giving up a Saturday morning to go, feed homeless or clean up a beach somewhere.
Great point. Successful people might look at tithing and be like, "Oh, that's easy. I just stroke a 10% self-induced tax back to our nonprofits, place of worship, so on and so forth." But if somebody worked 40 hours a week and you asked them to give up 4 hours back to a charity, which one do you think would be harder, parting with your money or parting with your time? I know a lot of people that would more likely part with their money than their time, so that's a very good point.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. We're talking with Mike Murphy Auto Group here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He is our auto industry expert, all things dealing with auto industry. A big buzzword right now in the auto industry too is electrical vehicles, and there's a debate there whether it's good for the environment or not, and things of that nature. I believe this administration is pushing big time this push towards batteries and electric vehicles, but I believe wasn't it some of the big three automakers coming out and saying, "Hey, we're these quotas you're giving us, we don't have demand for that." Is that what you're seeing?
Absolutely.
As well?
Most people are turning down EVs now.
Yeah.
The average car that's ICE internal combustion engine are staying on the lot about 30 to 45 days. The average EV, for me at least, is staying on ground over 120 days. And then we're discounting, begging, borrowing, and pleading with people to buy them. Nobody wants them.
Yeah.
It's really a shame because some of them are really nice cars. The Nissan Ariya is phenomenal. But shout out to Toyota for never giving up. Yeah. Toyota has a great statistic that they rolled out to all the dealers, and it's public now, that for the cost of Toyota to build a single BEV, battery electric vehicle, they could build 90 hybrid engines.
Wow.
If you really cared about global warming, what has a larger positive impact? 1 of something or 90 of something?
Right, yeah, 90. Talk to me about that hybrid, because is that where you have fossil fuels fueling it for a little while, and then the electrical takes over?
Yeah, it's almost the opposite of that. So, the laws of physics, they say the hardest thing to do is get a stationary object in motion.
Got it.
So electric will go from a point of standalone to maybe 8 to 12 miles an hour based on the vehicle.
Okay.
And what's nice about that is the engine kicks in after that, but the vehicle's already in motion, and that's where you get all of the huge mile per gallon gain.
Nice. You get the savings, and that you're describing the hybrid there.
That's correct.
Got it. Wow. Yeah. See, that makes more sense.
And then you have a whole nother level, which is a plug-in hybrid, which still has a battery you could plug into the wall, get all the benefit of that from 0 to 90 miles an hour. But once you've depleted the battery, then the vehicle converts back to a hydrogen. which is what we've always wanted. Imagine a Tesla that gives all the fun ability of driving a Plaid, and then when you run out of a charge, it switches over to a combustible engine.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of innovation there. And what are the manufacturers saying when you talk to the reps? Are they kind of on board with this thing? Or are they saying, are they pushing back?
They're pushing back. The Auto Dealer Association, NADA, and then some big name guys. I'd like to personally thank Brett Morgan Auto Group, what they've done. Slightly bigger than me, or significantly bigger than me. His voice went all the way to Congress with him and his dad, guys like Jim Hudson in the Carolinas. We're sending a message very clear to Congress that this is not going to work. And running on it is comically stupid at this point.
Yeah, it really is. And you look at, a lot of the unions also, a lot of the union workers are kind of turning away from, the traditional mindsets, right?
Absolutely. And then on top of that, you're going to have to retrofit a lot of dealerships because batteries need forklifts. Forklifts need room to operate. A service bay right now is 10 feet. To work on an EV, you need 14 feet. So you're talking about now asking in a recession, which I believe is coming, a bunch of entrepreneurs to keep people employed, continue to keep wages growing, and invest in something that isn't going to help us sell any more cars because nobody wants them.
Wow.
It'd be different if it helped us grow our business.
Yeah.
But again, hi, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, we're coming into our break here. Give us a little teaser. We're gonna do Rays tickets giveaway coming up for a April 12th game. Compliments of Mike Murphy Auto Group. How can you get these tickets? You're gonna find out on the other side of this break. Tee us up a little bit about that as well. Rays ticket giveaway, also Kingmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be covering one and the same. You can go to Kingmakers Tampa on Instagram or .com and learn a lot about our Rays giveaway only with the Consumer Quarterback.
Awesome. Sounds good. More with Mike Murphy coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRhymes1, at CQB Show, also at Real Mike Murphy on N Ste and all the other sites. YouTube.com. You can see our show there as well. Please subscribe. We're close to another milestone, so please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
I want to give a special thanks to Satellite Phone Store. They just hooked me up with this beautiful satellite phone, and it's a gorgeous phone. It's a great device. It's a safety device as well. Think about it. If you're out on the boat 40, 50 miles out, maybe you're going hunting or you're going hiking in the woods somewhere, you run out of cell phone service, or who knows, maybe a possible terrorist attack. It's not like our politicians aren't entrenched in all this stuff going on overseas, all over the place, all over the world. Could be a terrorist attack. They could attack the power grid. They could attack the cell phones. Who knows what they're going to attack next. sat123.com/REQB. SAT for satellite, sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Mike Murphy, owner Murphy Auto Group, and entrepreneur as well. He's got a really cool program now, or place in Tampa Bay called Kingmakers. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Also, those Rays tickets giveaway, giving away a 4-pack of Rays tickets, just under $1,000 value. These are Rays Club, private seats, parking pass, awesome enjoyment of a Rays game. Different way to enjoy a Rays game if you haven't done that before. A couple of hot listings before we do from the Platinum MVP team. Keller Williams Realty. We've got a listing at 530 Heaton Forest Road. This is Bill DeVore's team. This is his team up in Carolina. Carolinas. One of the cool things with Keller Williams is we're a worldwide global company, and we have a lot of relationships across the country. Now, this is kind of a co-listing in a sense. It's technically his listing, Bill DeVore, real estate team, luxury division up in North Carolina. 530 Heaton Forest Road, Cashiers, North Carolina. 11 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 10,000 plus square foot listing with Keller Williams Realty in the Carolinas. Beautiful property. This is a mansion in the hills, in the mountains, close to the golf course there. It's a very popular golf course as well in Cashiers, North Carolina. You'll see a lot of the big names golfing there as well in the High Hampton area of North Carolina. 530 Heaton Forest Road. If you know anybody looking for an awesome estate, this property is listed right around $9 million, if my memory recalls correctly there. Great listing up in the Carolinas. Bill DeVore, real estate team, Keller Williams Realty. 2156 Masters Court in Dunedin, Florida. This is a completely renovated and updated, beautiful, beautiful condo here. It's an end unit condo at 2156 Masters Court, Dunedin, Florida. 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 20 square foot condo. 2 primary suites. You have an eat-in kitchen, screened porch, access to in-unit laundry. You're 5 minutes from Honeymoon Island, downtown Dunedin. Community pool, Dunedin Isles Golf Club, Country Club, as well as Clubhouse. Beautiful property. And you can see all of our 60-plus real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, Mike Murphy's in the house. We're talking about the Rays tickets coming up here. March Madness it's that time of year, March Madness, and it's a awesome, fun tournament coming up here, Mike.
It is. I'm so excited. The first games are the 21st, Thursday, Friday. Those were, you're going to have, 12 games at once. And then it starts to, get a little bit more compact come Saturday. So we thought, why not celebrate with our friends?
Cool. I love it.
Yeah, Kingmakers is a very awesome location in Midtown Tampa. It is focused on invitation only for the individuals in our community that have either launched a successful business and want to mentor the next generation, or somebody that has a great startup business and needs a mentor. In addition to that, it's a lot of fun. It's got the shared workspace vibes of like an old memorial locker room, very high-end, lovely, 12 TVs, nothing smaller than 70 inches. And we're going to have all the games on. Very excited about it.
Yeah, that's going to be so cool, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love getting into the sports. You get in the sports arena and just, anything can happen, especially with these tournaments.
Yeah, and there's going to be a couple upsets. But if somebody can be like Murphy Damas and predict a perfect bracket, we do have an opportunity, absolutely free to enter, at Kingmakers Tampa on Instagram. You can win $1 million with a perfect bracket.
At Kingmakers Tampa, you want to pull out your smartphone and go and follow that URL or that handle. At Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show, and at Real Mike Murphy. While you're at it, follow us on Insta and at Kingmakers. So Kingmakers, it's relatively new. It's an exclusive club. It's got a networking element to it. It's got a business environment to it, and office space, shared office spaces, and you have that networking side to it that's cool too.
Absolutely. So we try to take everything that people are familiar with shared workspace and business incubators, put it in one location. But then in addition to that, we have found inspiration by Shark Tank. So we're going to have about a dozen or 2 dozen, call it 2024, equity members that will have been successful in life, and they're willing to invest in our non-equity member startups. So once a month, once a quarter, you're going to have the opportunity to pitch me and guys a lot more successful than me on why we should invest in your next idea, all while being able to develop that idea right in Kingmakers, located on Dale Mabry, right by Wawa and the Corvette dealership.
I love that, and it's a local version of a Shark Tank idea, right? So that's pretty cool. You're bringing in ideas. A lot the ideas are flowing, and there's a lot of inventors out there. People have some really good ideas.
Absolutely, there's great ideas. There's old ideas that could be great again, small pun intended. And then there's new ideas that I'm wondering how it'll ever work. But you know what? The best one I've heard lately is really getting back to some of the holistic health opportunities. There's a couple 20-year-olds that are talking about getting back and creating bathhouses again, where you can go. It doesn't need to be a gym, where you can have a steam room, a sauna, ice plunge, all these health benefits without needing to have the hassle of working out. How dare we?
Okay. Yeah, I get it. That's interesting.
And they're done with their A round of funding. So, I got in a little late, but I'm very impressed with them. And Once it's public, we'll be able to plug it.
That's really cool, man. Yeah, I remember back in my degree, I ended up graduating from Florida Gulf Coast University, and I had a concentrate business management with a concentration in entrepreneurship. And even back then, the professor was talking about combination of services. So it's very similar to that.
Yeah, you think if the public can pay one fee to you and remove 2 fees from their life, then you could charge a premium and have a very nice margin.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All while saving money, right? That's the whole thing about our listeners. We want to give them the best advice to make their dollar go as far as we can.
That's right. Avoid commission-based advice. Stretch that dollar. The idea of that you just mentioned. Yeah, people love the health benefits. This ice plunge. Those things are really cool in style now. One of my fears is like the cold water. I had back in the day. I went to the where they have the gas around you. What's that called?
Yeah,
where you
cryotherapy.
Cryo, yeah. And I was like, I just couldn't do it after I did it once or twice. And I'm like, I'm just not into it. But these plunges, the mental side of it, Alex, that's right. But yeah, when you have the ability to go from a hot plunge to a cold plunge, I think that makes it even more enticing.
Definitely. Now, cryo, I'm a big fan of actually. As I researched it, the idea of right before your body goes into hypothermia, it's trying anything it can to stay warm, including the release of a lot of extra white blood cells.
Yeah.
So that's where you're pushing out lactic acid, a lot of inflammation.
Yeah.
And if you do it every day to be cool, then okay, I guess you're cool. But if you do it to treat issues,
right.
Man, it is fantastic. And you're not under a knife. You're not out of the game. You can have a significant rebound real quick from cryo.
Yeah, it's big time. I do it in my hot tub. This time of year, you get the hot tub going, and then the pool is just cold from regular, outside, environmental. And even then, it's like, man, it's so cold, but it's good. It's so good for you. Your blood's rushing around and protecting those vital organs. And Mike Murphy's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking with Mike Murphy Auto Group. Just a couple minutes left, but let's recap the Rays giveaway. How do people enter to win this awesome 4-pack that you're offering?
So there's a couple different ways. You can enter twice. So the first way you can enter is follow at Kingmakers Tampa, leave a comment on a post, and then that'll enter you in to win. You'll see a lot of information about the giveaway coming up about the time this episode airs. And then also they can go to CQB Show and get a second registration. So if you want to double your chances, follow Kingmakers, follow CQB Show, and that way we'll pick a winner at the end of the month. That'll give you a couple weeks to plan. I believe opening day is not till the 24th. So this is, I believe, our first Friday home game, 6:40, play the San Francisco Giants. And, the Giants always have great pitching, but they have to fly from California here, so hopefully we catch them slipping.
Yeah.
And very good team. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, how are the Rays looking this year?
I'm excited. We got to get healthy, so I don't think you're going to see the start like last year. But baseball is all about how you finish the year anyway, not really how you start off, as we saw last year. So I expect our pitching to be there. Obviously, we traded away a lot of great pieces. I'm excited for these young guys to get their opportunity. I know one thing about the Rays. They have a plan, and they're going to execute it. And if you haven't been to a game lately, the changes last year to speed up the game is fantastic.
That's right.
I mean, we're talking about 2.5 hours. Game first pitch is 6:40. You're going to be leaving the Trop if we don't go into extras by 9 o'clock. You got all night in St. Pete to go out, celebrate, grab some more food if you didn't have enough in the Rays Club. Reminder, parking pass included, free drinks including liquor, and then food. There's 4 buffets, so you will eat till you're full.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for doing that, Mike. Mike Murphy Auto Group, offering a 4-pack to the April 12th game, to the tickets, to the Rays tickets, that is, to the Tampa Bay Rays, Rays Club private area, just under $1,000 offer from Mike Murphy Auto Group. Follow at Kingmakers, at CQB Show, and while you're at it, go ahead and follow at Real Mike Murphy, the man behind the giveaway here, and we appreciate you doing that, Mike. Absolutely.
It's my honor. You always talk about random acts of kindness, and this is just one way to walk it instead of talk it. For some people, they may not be able to afford to go to a Rays game as inflation is out of control. So at least this opportunity is available to everybody.
That's
so
right.
Thank you.
What's your website for the auto side?
Yeah, for Florida, go to miracletoyota.com. You can always go to mymiracleadvantage.com and see everything in all 3 states.
Awesome. Good stuff. Thanks again, Mike.
Humbled. Thank you.
All right, coming up, Jason Avery Construction, Avery Remodeling here in studio, coming up as well. He's got a special guest with him as well. Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify.